Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Today we're checking out some Rising Storm 2 Vietnam. It's Friday, the weekend is coming up quick, and I thought I'd check this out. It was actually a couple of mates who recommended this game to me, and it's by the developers of Red Orchestra. At the moment they're having like a free weekend for this game, so I thought that I'd check it out. I did used to play Red Orchestra back in the day, but I haven't played Rising Storm or the sequel, Rising Storm 2 Vietnam, which is what you're seeing here. And this released in May last year, I think, so it's been out about a year now. And I thought I'd check it out because it's something a bit different, and it's also really good practice for BF5, because there's a lot of things in this game that are going to be similar to how the gameplay in BF5 is compared to the older Battlefield games, let's say. And also, it's a bit of a personal challenge for me because I don't really know much about this game and you're not going to get a ton of information about it by watching this video. This is just a round of gameplay that I played recently. It was like my second or third game, I think. First game on this map. And I wanted to upload it and just do a bit of talking over the top commentary because it turned out to be a great game, and I love some of the mechanics in this game just because it's so realistic and immersive in some of the things that it does. And it is good practice for BF5 because it's a lot more, dare I say, hardcore than some of the more recent Battlefield games. So there's no auto regeneration in this game. There's no 3D spotting. So very similar to how BF5 is going to do things. One of the key differences though between this game and I'd guess BF5 is that the bullets in this game do crazy amounts of damage. It's like realistic, so you can die in one shot, and hipfire is very inaccurate, as you can see. And the suppression and wavy effects, and if you go down to a certain amount of health you can bandage like this, but there's all sorts of different classes and weapons, commander, lots of different call-ins, so it's actually pretty cool. And based on what I've played here, I think that I'll actually start doing a lot more content on this game and other, let's say, more tactical, immersive, realistic military titles on the build-up to BF5. Because with these kind of games, you have to rely on team play so much, and you have to be very careful in your movement, in your aiming. Are you making a noise? Everything really, you've just got to be a bit more thoughtful. And this turned out to be a fantastic match, like I said. Now, I'm on the defending team here. I'm not entirely sure exactly what this game mode was. I think it was kind of like Operations in a way, where I was on the defending team and we had two different points that we had to defend in this particular sector. And then I imagine that if the attacking team got those points, then they would have moved on to the next one. I think it works like that, but I don't know. Please correct me because this is the first time that I'm playing this game. And this game mode, so I don't know. I accidentally equipped a bayonet there. Not really sure why I did that, but I'm defending. You know, that's what I know. 2 points on the map here, C and D, and I just really enjoyed just chilling, identifying the targets, taking them out in one hit. It was just real nice. And you'll notice that the kill feed doesn't update instantly, so if you've not seen the person that you shot die, as in fall over, look at that headshot, that's dirty, that is. If you've not seen the person die and fall over, you're not going to know that you've actually killed them for a few seconds, so you don't get like instant feedback, I suppose. It's not giving you all of the information straight away. There's no mini-map. As you can see, there is a map if you press M, so you can generally see where your teammates are and where the objectives are, where an artillery strike is going to be called in, for example. Got very lucky there, running into bandage. Just taken out in my prime. But here you can see I've got two spawn options, but I can also spawn on the squad leader. And there's lots of different classes here. They all do different things. Lots of different weapon choices for each class. And of course we've got squads. There's like player customization too. You can change how your player looks. Lots of features in this game, you know. It's impressive considering that it's from... I wouldn't say that Tripwire are a small studio. but they're definitely not like a AAA size studio, but loads of interesting and neat features in this game. I'm very impressed by it, to be honest. And there's another game similar to this that will be coming out soon called Insurgency Sandstorm. Just lining those headshots up there. So satisfying, man. I think when you play games like this, check out these wall bangs as well. When you play games like this and you get those kills where you flank someone or you've just outshot someone, because you can die so easily, it just makes it so much more satisfying and rewarding. I don't know what it is, but I'm definitely feeling it. And I was just enjoying clearing out these buildings here. Grenade it. I don't think that there was anyone up there in that particular occasion. But if you get shot in the legs, it can make you like limp and stuff. And there was a dude behind the fridge there I didn't see. I don't know why he didn't shoot me. Maybe he was reloading or something, but I could have easily gone down then. And of course this is set during the Vietnam War, so you've got a lot of weapons from World War II in this game actually. But you'll see one of the call-ins here. I guess that this is the commander that does this, but this is a napalm strike. Check this out. Looks ridiculous. Whew. Oh my god. There's like artillery strikes as well. A couple of other things. You can call in a gunship. On some of the maps, there's helicopters that you can fly. Like actual like battlefield style helicopters, like little birds. I don't think they're actual little birds, but they've got like the Cobra attack helicopter. They've got the UEs transport vehicles with the pigs, the M60s on the side. It's just very cool, and I've barely experienced any of it, to be honest with you. I just hopped on yesterday, played a couple games with friends, and today I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna try playing it for myself and see how I get along with it, because it was a bit chaotic playing it with friends yesterday, but playing it on my own, had a blast with it. Absolute blast with it. And I think this is the M1 Garand here. Couldn't quite get that guy quick enough. But I was trying to lean. You can lean in this game. You can't lean and move at the same time though. So you can lean when you're stood still like that. But you know, like in Rainbow Six Siege, you can lean and move around and everything and stay leaned. Can't do that in this game. Unless there's a trick to it, I don't know. But you can do stuff like crouch, go prone, crouch sprint. That's a new feature that's coming to BF5 as well. Went for the hip fire. I think he had an SMG. It's asymmetrical too, as far as I know, so not all classes on both factions get the same thing. So I think the squad leader spawn for the US team, you can actually spawn where the squad leader is, like Battlefield 2 style. But the Viet Cong army, I think they can build tunnels and you can spawn at the tunnels, but of course that's not a mobile spawn then, so it is a bit asymmetrical in that respect. And also, as far as I'm aware, the guns are asymmetrical too. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that. Like, I don't think you can spawn with an AK if you're playing as the US Army. But this whole bit here is amazing. This is an absolutely fantastic run here. I got inside the D point here, so I think I'm within the cap radius, but they own it right now, so I'm just moving up through these houses and trying to keep them away. There's an airstrike coming in and you've got this horrible suppression effect going on. But this building had lots of different angles for me to work with, and there was just some really satisfying moments here where I'm just peeking out of windows and popping people off. You can kind of see to the C point there too. I think there's a nice headshot coming up from what I remember. Yeah, he runs down here. Just pinged him. Just see that pink mist when you get the headshot. Oh, it's satisfying. I like the fact that teammates have markers on them too, because I know it's not as realistic, let's say, as some other recent realistic shooters like Postscriptum, for example, or Hell Let Loose even, I think, doesn't have UI markers for your teammates unless you look at them for a bit. The problem with that I find in those games is that there's just so much team killing, and it's just not fun. And I understand some people will be like, well, duh, it's realistic, you could shoot your teammates, but for me that kind of transcends the line of, you know, it's a video game, it should be more fun than annoying and realistic. So in this game, if you press T, it does bring up the compass at the bottom there, and it adds icons to your teammates if they're near enough. You never get icons for enemies, which is great. I absolutely love that. But for teammates, you can quickly identify, okay, that's a teammate. Because sometimes, if you're a new player especially, it's very difficult to distinguish between the uniforms, because generally speaking, in most conflicts, they're kind of brown or green or like a really dark grey or something. And in games, you've only got a split second to react to whatever that player model is. And it's difficult. Maybe it should be difficult, I don't know. But for me, I like the fact that teammates have the UI on. So I'm not team killing. And I ended up not team killing anyone, in fact, by the end of this game. Not something to be proud of, but I remember back in Red Orchestra days, team kills used to be just ripe. Like every single game you would get team killed so much. And playing Postscriptum as well, last weekend or whenever the test was on, it just happened all the time. And it's just frustrating. But this completely, well, not completely, I would say it avoids 90% of the problems. You're still going to get people who team kill, but you do have the option to forgive or punish in this game. And I'm assuming that if someone is punished so many times for team killing, then they'll be kicked from the server. But that's how it is. I mean, it's still incredibly immersive and realistic, this game. And I had a blast with it. And this, you know, I've played like 2 or 3 rounds, but I don't know the maps. So I don't really know the game modes. But I thought that this was a pretty cool video to post. And I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And coming towards the end of the match here, and it's in lockdown, and I think that means that they can't respawn or something like that. So I just looked at the map and I was like, well, everyone's running over here for some reason, so maybe the last enemy's over here and we've got to find them and kill them. I don't know. I'm just following my team at this point. But it is 64 players too. And I think there is a kind of conquest style game mode. But like I said, I mean, it's free to play at the moment, so I just checked it out on Steam. And this isn't a sponsored video or anything like that. I've not been paid to make this video, just a new game. I'm trying out a lot of new games at the moment. You'll see I've got a lot of videos coming up with new games in the next few days. So watch out for those, but really enjoyed it. And we ended up with, I think it was like 44 kills or something. Not many deaths, but more importantly, we won the game and I didn't team kill anyone. So there we go. One of my first ever Rising Storm 2 Vietnam matches. Enjoyed it a lot. So how many of you guys actually play this game? I'm guessing that there is some crossover with the Battlefield franchise. So I imagine quite a lot of you guys, but it doesn't have a massive player count on Steam charts. But I think that in the next year or two, games like this and the more hardcore tactical games like Insurgency and hopefully BF5 will gain a much bigger audience, because I think that people are craving these more hardcore tactical challenging experiences nowadays from their multiplayer. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, give me a like. If you didn't, a dislike. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.